Welcome everyone to my Capstone presentation, Getting Inspired with Active Inspire. This assignment is a requirement for my EDS in Instructional Technology at Kennesaw State University. Hello, and my name is Patrice Peak. I am currently in my third year as a media specialist at Cousins Middle School in Newton County. Prior to becoming a media specialist, I spent 10 years in the classroom teaching middle grades math. I presently hold a bachelor and a master's degree in middle grades education, and I am also certified in the areas of library media and gifted. Cousins Middle School, located in Covington, Georgia, is considered a rural setting meeting the educational needs of students in grades 6 through 8. The student enrollment is about 830 students, consisting of 47% Caucasian, 40% African American, 7% Hispanic, 5% interracial, and 2% Asian. The faculty consists of 68 certified teachers, and in addition to the certified staff, Cousins has 12 paraprofessionals, a media specialist, instructional coach, and 2 counselors. Over the course of 8 years, Cousins Middle School has installed active boards in all of the academic classrooms, utilizing Title I money to increase technology integration and student interaction. Gradually, over time, a laptop cart, iPad cart, and an additional computer lab generated more accessibility to the technology. Within the last 3 years, Cousins also instituted a bring your own device policy to broaden technology use. The following presentation will take a closer look at the Capstone project that was conducted at Cousins Middle School during the school year of 2015-2016. We will look at the problem statement, discuss if need was evident, and what was proposed to address the problem. A step-by-step presentation of the Capstone plan will be discussed, inclusive of results and reflection. Most schools desire to have technology in all of the classrooms, but many teachers just do not understand how to adequately use equipment to foster technology interaction. Technology implementation for most educators barely scratches the surface. Oftentimes, teachers control the technology without very little input or interaction for the students. Majority of the classrooms observed at the beginning of the year did not have students interacting with the board. The teacher was the primary user of the active board. This signified that we may have a problem with technology interaction. Student engagement allows students to have a participatory role in the classroom. Learning is more hands-on and has more value because they are part of the process. The administrative team understood that technology was one way to better engage our students. To further understand if this problem needed to be addressed, a questionnaire was designed and given to a representative group of teachers to assess their use of the active board. Questions such as, what is your primary use of the active board? Do you have a Promethean account? Your comfort level, your use, and how often do the students interact were some of the questions that were included in this survey. If we take a look at the results, we see where our teachers are actually using the active boards. All 8 said they use it on a daily basis, and they use it for a variety of reasons. The most common is to project something. In addition, we had about 50% that had a Promethean Planet account, 50% that said they were very comfortable, and all of the teachers just about said that they use flip charts very often when they're conducting a lesson. The conflict comes is when we talk about the students interacting with the active board. Unfortunately, majority of the teachers replied that rarely or every couple of days do they actually have students to go to the board and interact with it. So while the teachers are actively using the board, the students are not. In order to ensure that professional development was effective, a second survey was administered to gain some insight on the technology tools that teachers utilize on a daily basis and their level of proficiency along with their preference for professional development. Some of the questions were, how would you rate your overall skill in using educational technology? Rank the importance of technology integration, identify barriers, identify which educational technologies you currently use in teaching. What is your preferred method of learning with professional development? Select one area of instructional technology that you would like to learn more about. And if professional development is conducted, what schedule works best for you. So we had all of the teachers in the entire school to respond to this survey just to give us some additional feedback on how we need to conduct our professional development when it came to Active Inspire. If we take a look at our results, we see that majority of our teachers consider themselves proficient in the educational technology skill, and they recognize its importance. The number one barrier was a lack of time. This signifies that teachers might want protected time to explore with technology. While most of the teachers utilize their Active Board on a daily basis, we still have some teachers wanting to learn more about its features. The results yielded favorably that teachers were using technology, particularly the Active Board, on a daily basis, and many considered themselves proficient. However, this conflicts from the observations conducted by the administrative team. To move forward, we need to look at how we conduct our professional development. Majority of our teachers said that they prefer a blend of both styles, which means they prefer some components to be online with the assistance of the teacher. Also, professional development during planning time is the best schedule that works for the teachers. Based on the surveys and observations, this project will focus on teacher professional development that centers on the use of Active Inspire software. The following objectives were determined during the proposal stage of the process. Number 1, assess the understanding that teachers previously possessed concerning Active Inspire and its features. Number 2, plan, organize, and develop training on the features of Active Inspire and how the features can increase student interaction. Number 3, teachers will demonstrate how to effectively construct flip charts with interactive capabilities. And number 4, I will evaluate through observations and surveys the effectiveness of the professional development. The Capstone addresses the following standards: Standard 2, Teaching, Learning, and Assessment, and Standard 5, Professional Development and Program Evaluation. The overall goal of this project is to assess professional development in our school and evaluate its effectiveness in the classroom with teaching and using technological resources. After some discussion and feedback from the teachers, it was decided to focus the professional development on creating an account with Promethean Planet, creating an interactive flip chart, and utilizing active expressions for formal and informal assessments. I met with the administrative team to determine professional development days and times. The result was that the training would take place during planning time, since that was the most preferred with professional learning communities based on our survey. I would meet with the PLCs about once a month to conduct the professional development. In addition, PLC leaders were provided a list of dates and were instructed to choose one that was most convenient for them. Session 1 Promethean Planet was mandatory for all PLCs, and it was conducted during the month of January. The second session, Creating Interactive Flip Charts, was also mandatory for all PLCs and took place in the month of February. In addition, observations were made during the month of March. The third session, Active Expressions, was voluntary and it took place during the month of May. Prior to the first training, conducted in January, I looked over Promethean Planet, which is now called ClassFlow, to find flip charts in every academic level and subject. Certain tabs and links were noted to place emphasis on during the training. Several of the teachers did not have an account, so we went through the process of setting one up, while the others had the chance of looking through the site during the first 10 minutes. All teachers, once ready, were directed to Marketplace, which houses thousands of interactive resources. We used the filter capability to make sure that we specifically found what we needed. The teachers chose free for the price, of course, as well as their particular subject and grade level according to their PLC. Their task during this session was to find at least 2 flip charts that pertain to their content area and grade level, and it also had to incorporate interactive features. Throughout this training, teachers were shown how to download the flip charts and modify them to their liking or preference. Basic tools were discussed and shown as teachers had questions. Several of the teachers gave positive feedback that it was very beneficial for them to look through this site and find flip charts that were already made. The second professional development session took place during the month of February. The training began with the link to Leanowit to generate responses on how teachers use the ActiveBoard in their classroom. A discussion ensued on how it can be used and whether we allow the students to actually interact with the board. Several teachers admitted that the interaction was minimal and could see the validity of attending the training sessions on ActiveInspire. Prior to the session, I created a flip chart that contained various elements to make it interactive. The flip chart included containers so that students could organize, identify, or classify information based on their knowledge or as a pre-assessment. The session was set up to model how the teacher could implement the flip chart in the classroom. I took on the role of the teacher, and the teachers took on the role of the students. They were able to go up to the board and move numbers and pictures around to specific locations according to the directions on the board. This continued until every teacher had the opportunity to participate and interact with the ActiveBoard. Overall, the teachers really enjoyed this experience because they could actually see how the students could become more engaged and actually continue their learning by identifying where it goes or why. A voluntary session was set up for those teachers who were interested in learning how to use the active expressions with the third professional development. I showed the teachers how to create and import questions in ActiveInspire. The teachers also had the opportunity to play with the active expressions and take a quiz to see how the results are compiled electronically. The evaluation plan consisted primarily of observations, and also some interviews were conducted with select teachers to help determine the effectiveness of the professional development. I would visit the classrooms, observe the lesson, take notes of strengths and weaknesses, and provide feedback. The results were synthesized based on PLCs. Based on the observations and feedback from the administrative team and teachers, students were more actively engaged with the lesson and the ActiveBoard. It was observed that more students were out of their seats. However, this was short-lived as majority of the teachers reverted back to minimal student interaction once the professional development and observations were over. Interviews with certain teachers revealed that while many valued the professional development, a few teachers did not see the need in students going to the board every day for interaction. This alarming discovery led the administrative team and I to discuss follow-up sessions concerning not only using the ActiveBoard, but finding more ways to get our students engaged with the lesson. Interaction with the board is important for you.
I think that it helps us to remember what we're doing better. Like if we can actually go up to the board and map something or be like a part of it, it helps you remember it better.
This Capstone experience has led me to believe that a technology coach must be willing to assess need, maintain an effective professional development plan, seek the input of stakeholders, lend consistent support, and be willing to collaborate, research, communicate, and maintain a positive environment encouraging continuous learning, discussion, and reflection. Communicating the need for the professional development and its importance for 21st century teaching and learning will allow teachers to see the relevance of the training sessions. Many of the teachers lapse with their flip chart implementation, and this is due to my lack of not staying in close contact with the teachers. I have learned that follow-up after professional development is vital so that teachers know the initiative is not going away and that they are supported. This Capstone project has taught me that a good leader is able to enhance each person's strength and improve upon weaknesses while maintaining a trusting relationship where both parties involved contribute to the teaching and learning.